Hello, and welcome to this edition of Tuesday's Table Talk with Notary Know-How. This is my incredible business partner, Dena Spinks, and I'm Melissa Watts.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
And welcome.
So today we are going to be talking about two very important new legislations in Alabama that will impact your notary business, and that is Bill HB 101 and Bill SB 289. Melissa, can
That's
you
right.
tell us about HB 101?
I would be glad to, because this is an area that's kind of near and dear to me. This is HB 101 is a House Bill 101, and it is about adoptions. And if any of you have done any work for an adoption attorney or a family law attorney, you know that there are a number of documents that need to be notarized. And there are even some documents that oftentimes have to be apostilled. And we'll talk about that on another section of Tuesday's Table Talk. But let's get back to this particular bill. This particular bill is, I'm just going to read to you from the actual bill itself. If you look in the first section, and if we've talked about this before, when they introduce these bills, every single line item or every single line is numbered. So on page 1, line 10, it starts telling you what these changes to the Code of Alabama are about. The first is jurisdictional and procedural requirements. Next is the communication of certain courts pertaining to the handling of adoption-related proceedings. The third is the consent or the relinquishment in an adoption process. The next is confidentiality of certain adoption records. Next is the investigative requirements. Next is adoption of an adult. And then lastly, it talks about new or increased expenditures of local funds. So that's an overall picture. Now, not all of those things are going to affect us. So the parts of this that affect us the most are, Dena, are where they talk about consent or relinquishment. So let's look at page 2, line 51, where it talks about what their legal definition in this particular instance that consent is. And it says consent is the voluntary agreeing to adoption. Simple enough. And then next, let's talk about what they consider the legal definition of relinquishment. And it's important to really get a good grasp on these things. On page 4, line item 99, it says relinquishment is the giving up of the legal and physical custody of a minor to a licensed child placing agency or the Department of Human Resources for the sole purpose of placement for adoption. So having said that, we can better understand our role as notaries and be sensitive to all parties involved. So on page, the two instances in which notaries public are mentioned in this bill, Dena, are on section 10E-12, and that begins on page 17. And it talks about the biological mother and so forth and so on. At the top of page 18, section B, it talks about notaries specifically. And let's read that. It says, except as provided in another subsection, all, and this is line item 479 on page 18, all other pre-birth or post-birth expressed consents or relinquishments regarding the adoptee shall be signed or confirmed before any of the following. Number 1, a judge or clerk. Number 2, an individual appointed by an agency. Or number 3, a notary public. So that's where we come in. The next time that the notary is mentioned is on page 20, section C. At the top at line item 535, it says the petition to withdraw express consent or relinquishment must be in writing, executed by the individual seeking to withdraw the express consent or relinquishment, dated and signed either by two witnesses or by the notary public. So that's where we come in. And so if you have the opportunity to connect with a family law attorney or an adoption agency or an adoption attorney, then having knowledge of how this HB 101 impacts them and your role as a notary, it would be a great idea to begin networking with these individuals to help grow your business. It's such a rewarding adoptions, it does, change people's lives and are such an important time for both parties, really. And it's just such a blessing to be a part of it.
Well, thank you, Melissa, so much for telling everyone, including myself, about HB 101.
My
Now, I
pleasure.
am going to talk about Senate Bill 289. Okay.
Yes.
We have always known as Notary Publics that we are not supposed to notarize any documents that we will benefit from financially. Well, Alabama Senate Bill 289 was introduced by Senators Coleman and Givon on April the 4th, 2024. And I'm going to read you a synopsis of this bill. Existing law prohibits a notary public from acknowledging a document that is required for a transaction in which the notary has a financial interest.
Right.
This bill would explicitly recognize that this prohibition does not apply to professionals such as attorneys, accountants, or real estate brokers or their employees who may lawfully notarize the documents that are necessary part of a professional services for which they are paid. So this has not been voted on. It is pending Senate judiciary. If approved, it will be effective on October the 1st, 2024, right. And it will change the Code of Alabama to read the following. Be it enacted by the Legislature of Alabama, Section 1, Section 36-20-70.1 is added to the Code of Alabama 1975 to read as follows. For purposes of this section, the term professional service means any service or occupation that may be lawfully performed only pursuant to a license issued by a state court, state regulatory licensing board, or other similar agency, and the term professional refers to an individual who holds the license. Notwithstanding Section 36-20-70 Code of Alabama 1975, a professional who is commissioned as a notary public in the normal course of providing a professional service in exchange for a fee, commission, or other payment may perform any acknowledgement or other notarial act that is required to provide the professional service, and an individual who is employed by a professional and who is commissioned as a notary public may perform any acknowledgement or other notarial act that is required in the normal course of providing a professional service for which the employing professional receives a fee, commission, or other payment. This act shall become effective on October the 1st, 2024.
Thank you so much, Dena. I know that that kind of question has come up more than one time about, can I notarize this? And this is a good guideline for notaries as to whether or not they can notarize a document that, like I said, that it appears that they will benefit from financially or otherwise. Well, I want to take a moment just to thank you all for joining us on this edition of Tuesday's Table Talk. Now, we want to have the opportunity not only to keep our finger on the pulse of these types of things, this legislation that comes up. Notary Know-How wants to be the number one resource for you as notaries in the know. But we also want to get feedback from you. What do you want to know? What have you been challenged with this week? So if you have anything that you want us to look into and delve into, research and get back with you on these answers, send us your comments to admin@notaryknowhow.org, or feel free to call us at 205-390-8777. And then Dena's got something exciting to tell you about.
Yes, Melissa, I'm actually going to create a post on our Facebook page, and I'm going to pin this post to the top so that everyone can find it and everyone can see it. Because we really want our Facebook page to become a place, kind of like a forum, where people can ask questions, you can talk to other notaries, and we can all come together in group discussions. So I am going to create a post on our Facebook page, pin it to the top, just stating that if anyone has any questions, things that they need answers to, or things that you would like for us to research and perhaps do a Tuesday table talk about, or a blog post, or just something that you're interested in that we're not offering, let us know. Hey, we are here for you and we want to answer your questions. So be sure and go and look for that post. And also, oh, Melissa, I almost forgot. We are going to be doing a free giveaway. We love doing free giveaways.
Right.
So, okay. If you go and like our Facebook post and share it with 5 friends, your name is automatically going to get entered in a drawing for a free giveaway that will be we will pick the winner on Monday, April the 22nd at 10 a.m. And on Sunday before, I'll let you guys know what we're going to be giving away. I have a good idea, but I need to talk to Melissa about it first. So
on our Sunday fun day, we will make that decision.
Yes.
But I did want to have one last thing I wanted to talk to you all about, and that is progress. And the same way that we encourage you to grow your business and to do whatever it is that you need to do to reach your goals, Dena and I do the same thing in Notary Know-How. And recently, about 2 weeks ago, we have undergone a major step in Notary Know-How. And part of that progress caused us to have to go back into our website and reconstruct it and do some other things. So if by any chance you have not heard from us in an email, then in that transition time and during construction, some things did get lost.
Yes,
so
there might have been some miscommunication. So please reach out to us. If you sent us an email and we did not respond, there's a chance we did not receive that email. Our email is totally online and functioning now, but we did discover a glitch and it had to be fixed. So please reach back out to us. We want to hear from you.
Yes, we definitely want to hear from you. And we look forward to seeing you next week on Tuesday.